This is not financial advice. This is not legal advice. This is for entertainment and educational purposes only. And everything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decisions or any legal decisions based on anything I say in these videos. That being said, hit the like button, the subscribe button, all that YouTube algorithm stuff, so you can, see what I'm thinking and get the videos when I put them out. Everybody's talking about the liquidity drying up, the liquidity issues. And then I started doing a little research. I started doing a little analyzing. I'm like kind of an analytical guy. I sometimes I overanalyze things. That's probably one of the issues with me. But I believe, and this is just my opinion, they're using the fake shares to create liquidity. And before y'all start screaming and saying, what am I talking about? Just think about what I'm saying logically for a minute. Citadel has over 65 billion of shares that they sold into the market that they have not yet bought. So they're sitting on $65 billion that they did nothing to get. They're sitting on $65 billion that they did nothing to get. Okay? Imagine if you could sell 65 billion worth of cars and never deliver the cars and just keep the $65 billion. I mean, you can just put it into the bank and get an interest rate. You can put it in an annuity and get it and get interest on it every month until you're forced to actually deliver the cars, or actually purchase the cars to deliver them to the individuals. And I believe that the reason that there's always millions and millions and millions of shares available every day, that we all know they're counterfeit shares. They're not borrowing any shares. That's why the fear to the limits are so high, because they are just printing the shares and pushing them into the market to sell them. Now, Stock Tracker for yesterday, the volume for AMC shares was 23,656,401. And the short percentage was 57.3%. And what's crazy is the short percentage yesterday was the lowest it's been in the longest time. I mean, in weeks. It's never been under 60. But for some reason, yesterday, it was 57.3. So I decided to use that number because it was the most recent number. But think about this for a second. If they, at 57.3% of all the shares that were traded were short shares, that means 13,555,117 shares were shorted into the market. That's 13,555,117 shares that they probably didn't pay a penny for. All they did was go to the computer, the market makers, like Citadel. They just went into the computer, fabricated the shares, and then sold them into the market. Okay? Now, if we average the 13,555,117 shares at $15 a share, that means yesterday, the hedgies, the market makers, the people who are engaged in this malfeasance, this fraudulent activity, they made $203,326,755 just yesterday off selling shares into the market that they don't own, that they never paid for. I mean, it's the biggest scam. It's the biggest Ponzi scheme in the history of the United States. Think about it. More than half of the shares that were traded yesterday were shorted shares. We know that evidence shows that all of the float has been sold over many times over. So now, all they're doing is selling shares that they never paid for, and it's helping them with liquidity. Because yesterday they made $203,326,755 off selling shares that they do not own. So when Citadel says they have over 65 billion in shares that they were sold that they never bought or they haven't purchased yet, that number is probably higher at this point. Because they're doing this every day. Every day they're doing at least $203 million worth of profit from shares that they're selling into the market that they do not own. Okay? It's the most egregious, illegal, manipulative thing I've ever seen in my life, that you can just sell things that you don't own and never have to deliver them. That's why the failure to delivers are so high. The failure to delivers are so high because they're just selling shares that they fabricate in the computer into the market. And the SEC knows what's going on. The DOJ knows what's going on because it's obvious. Stevie Wonder, Ray Charles, a blind man could see what's going on. And not we, but I can't speak for everybody. Speaking for myself, I wasn't aware of all this malfeasance going on in the market. And I've only been in this for, 15, 18 months? So if in 15, 18 months I've developed all this knowledge, I've been able to decipher what's going on in the market. The people at the SEC who have been doing this for 30, 40, 50, 60 years, who has, protocols in place to police this kind of behavior, they have to be aware of what's going on. They have to be aware of what's going on. So as far as I'm concerned, they are using the fake shares to create liquidity, and it's like a never-ending circle. In order to keep having money, to keep paying the shorts, and keep doing this and keep doing that, they gotta keep selling the fake shares. So every day it gets deeper and deeper and deeper. And the only thing that's gonna happen is this: the whole market is gonna crash, and it's not just gonna affect Americans, it's gonna crash all around the world. Or the SEC is gonna step in and start doing the job that we paid them to do. Hopefully, the Department of Justice investigation is moving forward. Hopefully, the FBI investigation is moving forward, and they can stop this, because I believe it's going to be a lot worse than 2008. It's gonna really, really crash the whole world economy, in my opinion. Anyway, leave your like button, the subscribe button. Please leave some comments. Let me know what you think about them using the fake shares to create liquidity every single day. I appreciate y'all for this journey with me. Have a great day. God bless.